Hello, this is Betty Traciak from kittystamp.blogspot.com, and today I have a project that is a card that fits into a slimline envelope, and it is made with a partial die cutting technique. Supplies that you need for this project are scrapbook paper and or cardstock, a ruler, pencil, washi tape, scissors, and a circle die. The scrapbook paper is cut at 7 by 8.5 inches and scored at 3.5 inches. The insert is cut at 8.5 inches by 3.5 inches. What you want to look for in a circle die is one that will fit over the paper with just a little bit of extra room at the side. So I have just a tiny gap on either side of my folded paper. What that does is when this is cut, it will form this top edge but will run off the edge so that you're not clipping the edges here. So whatever size paper, if you adjust the size of your paper, you will want to adjust the size of your die so that you have just that little bit of extra room. First, you will want to position the die with that little gap on either side and a little space at the top so that you will get the full cut. And I use washi tape to hold this in place, and if your washi tape is a bit too tacky, you can touch it to fabric so that it loses a little bit of its tack so that it will not damage any of the paper. Then you remove it. You want this to be fairly secure. Next, bring in your die cutting machine and place the die so that it is centered on the platform, and use some more washi tape to hold that in position. Then take the top plate and position it so that it will come across the die so that it will cut through the top, and then it will stop where you have the gap. So I'm going to place my die or my platform on the top so that that has the position where I have the gap at either side. And then I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine, and I'm going to run it just up so that it runs off the plate, and then it will cut just that partial half circle at the top. Then I carefully remove all of the washi tape if any of it is still stuck down. And that gives a card with the arch at the top. The next thing that we want to do is cut this angle. Now what I like to do is I look at the paper and see if it has a guideline as to whether or not it would look better with a more pronounced line or one that has a shorter line or a less steep line. For example, in this one I did not want to cut this flower, so I positioned my line so that it went at a less steep angle. Here I wanted to follow the dots and I went at a steeper angle. So I'm going to draw my line from the edge of the circle and figure out where I think that that would look good with the pattern of this paper. And I like this angle here, so I'm going to draw a line here and then use scissors to cut across that line. You could also use your paper trimmer to do this. I find it's just as quick and efficient to do it with the scissors. And then I want to put a insert on the inside. Now this insert could line up exactly so that you don't see this little white strip along the edge, but I kind of liked having a little bit of a border. So I take the piece of paper that is cut the same size as the card and insert it so that it has just a tiny little bit peeking out the top, and use my pencil and draw along the top and then across the bottom so that I know exactly where to cut. And again, this could be done with your paper trimmer or with your scissors. I'm just going to use my scissors for sake of time, and I actually find that it works pretty well just to do this. And then this can be stamped prior to putting that together, and that just goes inside the card, and move that up so you have just that little tip sticking out at the top. And if need be, if you'd like, then you can use your scissors and trim off that little tiny point right there. A couple of other ideas for using this is, rather than having the card open, you can seal the card on the side, making a pocket so that you can put something inside. Also, you can adjust the size. This is sized to fit into a regular size US postal envelope, and this cardstock was cut at 6 by 6 and then scored at 3 inches. I hope you have fun exploring this new card shape. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.